Hi everyone! Hi chat! Hopefully everyone can hear me. And hopefully the audio is okay. Hi everybody! Hopefully everyone had a great day today. So just for I guess a quick update about my food poisoning from yesterday. I'm doing much better, but it's still not fully recovered yet, so if my voice still sounds different, that's why, because it's not as bad as yesterday, but it's still there. But you know, I'm slowly going through it and like just powering through it as it were. So yeah, so I'm gonna take this stream a little bit more chill, but because I'm not playing a game today, for in terms of the actual context of the stream, if there is no like outside chatters or anything like that, like people in chat to give their opinion, I'm just going to do this tier list based on my own opinion. Basically like how normal tier list streams go for me if there is no one in chat to put their opinion in. So I'm just going to do it based on my own turn. RG Nerd, you're new? Hi! Hello there. Hello. Don't worry if you're new, because yeah, you can feel free to introduce yourself to me and just yeah. But I think today my chat will be a bit quieter, but it's okay. I'm just gonna take it as it is because yeah. So this is a tier list stream, so I'm going to just rank them based on what I think for today, because it doesn't seem like if there's more people who join, then I will do my regular pattern of me using the average of everyone's opinion in chat, especially those people who are also fans of Fragaria memories, but if not, then it's okay. Your friend showed you this channel? I might know him. I mean, there's quite a few people who love to watch me, so I think once you mention the person, I'll be able to figure out who they are, especially if they are like a regular watcher. But hopefully you enjoy your time watching me. Yeah. But the fact that you even you know, took the time to check out my live stream is greatly appreciated. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start it now. So I mean, for the people who are new, the way I do my tier lists is quite simple. Normally, if there are people in chat, whether it be one or a few people or many, I would always ask for everyone's opinion first. Everyone puts in their opinion, and I would take their opinions and take my own and average it out, and that's where we place the character normally. And the same goes for scenario-based tier list like this one, where it's not like how much we love a character, but it's like based on what we know about them, what kind of circumstance do we put them in. So in this case, this will probably be similar to my Twisted Wonderland tier list stream, where I couldn't there was nobody else in chat, so I had to do things based on my own opinion. but if there is anyone that wants to chip in their own feelings about each character, you can feel free to do so. But yeah, so that's pretty much what needs to be said about my Fragaria memories, opinions and stuff like that, and the way I do tier lists. And this is the first tier list that I do with Fragaria memories, so I'll definitely be explaining a lot based on my own judgment. But if anyone wants to chip in their own opinion, or like they have a certain bias to a certain character, feel free to do so, and feel free to put in your own opinion and standpoint. So this tier list is quite straightforward, I would say. Very straightforward tier list for today. This is I was actually having a bit of a difficult time figuring out what kind of tier list I want to do for Fragaria memories, because I didn't I was thinking of doing like something similar to the Ensemble Stars tier list that I've done before, but when I did the Ensemble Stars tier list, it was a lot more I would say it's based off more of like seasonal holidays and stuff, because I remember I did a birthday tier list with them near my birthday month, and I also did a Valentine's Day tier list for them. So I didn't I did a Valentine's Day stream for Ensemble Stars, yeah, but I didn't know what kind of tier list I can do for Fragaria memories, and I was thinking about it because I also didn't want to overlap it too much with like previous tier lists that I've done for other franchises. So, and I don't want the tiers to be super biased either, because if that would be the case, that would be a ranking stream where I rank them based on my personal preferences, not a tier list stream. So instead, I decided to, like, I recently finished Fragaria Memories, like the whole main story plus the Lost Kitty arc. So I was thinking, since like I went from not knowing these characters at all to knowing like everything I need to know about them within a short period of time, given like maybe like 7 to 8 days maybe, I decided based on like what I know about them, what kind of love language would they have. So love language doesn't necessarily mean just romantic love language. It could be love language towards their friends and their family and stuff like that. So I'm gonna consider like all angles for this one. You don't know any of them, but you'll just try. It's okay, don't worry. It's okay if you don't know any of them. But that's why for me, me personally, I would actually do my own explanation so that I can actually share why I think they would do certain things or have a certain sort of love language. So I'll have my own reasoning, basically, yeah. And my reasoning is also for whoever wants to watch the VOD, because I'm pretty sure there are people who will want to watch the VOD, the people who miss the stream. So, oh, is someone tapping the heart? Thank you. That's so cute. Thank you. So, okay, to make it easier for the people who don't know about Fragaria Memories, I'm actually gonna do something really quick. I am actually going to open up the Fragaria Memories wiki page, just so that if there's any need of referencing back to like the character profiles, I can easily just click there so that you guys can see. For the people who are not familiar with these characters, you guys can see like a base description of what they are. But in order to really get to know characters, everyone knows that you have to go through the story, so yeah. But it's okay, we can just take it slow from here. So, oh, the characters are not in order. That's it's kind of like, I want to put them in order really quick, so I'm gonna put the red bouquet first. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with this franchise, it's basically a franchise. It's a musical project from Sanrio, where they take Sanrio characters and make them monarchs and lords, and they give each Sanrio character a Fragaria, which is basically a knight that protects them. It's a very cute franchise. I personally really love it. How much I love it? I spent 3 days watching 13 hours worth of Fragaria Memories content. So yeah, I went from knowing nothing about them to knowing everything about them within 3 days, for the main story at least. It took me a bit longer to finish the Lost Kitty arc, which is the current arc in this franchise, but yeah. I don't want to say game because this is not a game yet. They are getting a game, but it's not a game yet, so I don't want to go that far as to say that. Yeah. I think this is the order if I'm not wrong. I don't. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, so in terms of the... Okay, I think it's quite straightforward what their what each love language means. I know there's like a different set of love languages, which is like a group of 7, but I decided to use the more traditional ones because those are the ones I'm more familiar with. And yeah, I don't think there's need to explain any of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start. So we're gonna start with Halrit. He is the Hello Kitty Fragaria. And a good way to describe him, honestly, is the fact that he is a very earnest person, but his flaws lie on the fact that he is quite naive, and he kind of although it's a very positive trait of his where he always thinks the best of people, it does lead him to get very easily not tricked, but more of like a bit gullible. Yeah, I'll say that. So I know the screen's a bit cut off, but basically what it says is that although lacking in experience, he makes up for it with his pride and sincerity. He embarked on an adventure to fulfill Lord Kitty's wishes and save the world, ultimately forming the Red Bouquet along with the Red Continent's other Fragaria. And he was born and raised in Hello Kitty's castle. So with that being said, he definitely has SugarCon. Hello. So with that being said, I would say Halrit, based on what I know about him, based on everything that I have. Still Hi, Still So good you can be part of a Fragaria Memories stream, Still Finally! It's okay! What game is this? This is not a game. This is a musical project by Sanrio. So they're getting a game soon, according to updates, but this is not a game yet. This is just a project. Yeah, it's not a game. But they will... based on what I know, they are getting a game, but it's not a game yet. So back to Halrit, he is because of the way that for him the love language, I would say, is a bit more straightforward, because if I scroll down right here, one of his hobbies is giving presents. So that to me really points to the fact that, you know, giving presents is in his in his regular routine already. So I would say that in order to display his affection for someone, he would definitely give presents, I would say. So he reminds you of Destiny from Top OP Destiny. I've never heard of that. Gift giving as a love language. It is. So because Halrit's hobby is like giving presents, I would say that his what you call it, his love language is quite easily just receiving gifts. I keep, when I did research about this, when I did research about the love languages, I I keep seeing people call it receiving gifts, but I don't think it's receiving gifts. I think the love language version is more of like the gift exchange aspect, not just receiving the present. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. I should look it up if I want. Her design's really pretty. I might look it up, yeah. But for Haori, it's quite straightforward. Still, Cam, if you want to give your opinion, feel free to. Okay, because I know you love Fragaria Memories as well. Yeah. But, so... for Haori, it's quite straightforward, I would say. Now for Marot, he is a... I'll keep going back to the character profile so that you guys can actually see. For those people who are not familiar, you guys can actually see what they're all about. But for Marot, his personality is very laid back, I would say. He's pretty chill, but he's also someone who okay, in order to actually, like, I have to unfortunately spoil the story because that's the only way for me to really explain everything. So let me actually do that really quick for the future people who are gonna join this live stream. Hold on, chat, give me a moment. Let me type it out in chat here. We'll be mentioning the Fragaria Memories main story. There. And then I unfortunately do have to spoil the main story in order to really show. I won't spoil like the details of it, but it's definitely necessary to point out stuff that's not said in the wiki, just so that I can fully explain why I would put them in certain categories. You feel how it would definitely give anyone a gift any day, lol. Yeah, definitely. So for those of you who don't want to have the potential to get spoiled in any way, you can feel free to go and check out Fragaria Memories for yourselves first before watching back the VOD or something, because yeah, I need to give my reasonings, and I cannot if I'm not able to explain things. And some of the things that backs up my opinion is based off facts that are not stated in the wiki. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and just explain on that part. I won't explain like the details, like the events of the story itself, but I will say a few things that are, you know, not written in here. So yeah, so those pieces of information you would need to watch the story in order to get to know them more. But anyway, but with all that out of the way, I'm going to with that being cleared up, I'm going to continue with Marot. So one thing about Marot that is not stated right here is the fact that he is a liar. He's a liar. So he's known for not being the most honest person, basically. So with that being said, I would say that his love language is definitely not words of affirmation, because of the fact that he does lie a lot. So of course he does it for his own reasons. He's not like a malicious character or anything like that. But you know, because of the fact that, you know, his words, the words that come out of his mouth is normally not the most pleasant to hear, or just like you can take it as it's like not real. His love language, to me, is not words of affirmation, so that is crossed off. But in a sense, let's see, his hobby is sharp sense of hearing, and he likes his lord and sweets. I mean makes sense. So, and also his love language is definitely not acts of service, because Marot only really does things for other people if it benefits him in some way, because his main goal is protecting Melody, which is his lord. So even now after his character development and whatnot, I would still think that he would still prioritize her over everything else, which, you know, it's understandable. But at the same time, it's definitely not acts of service, because Moro likes to be spoiled by people. So I don't think that he would go out of his way to be the acts of service person. He would want to receive acts of service. So that's not his love language, I would say. In terms of love language, I'm looking at like what they would do for the people around them, not what they would want to receive. So with those two love languages crossed off, it's either gift giving, physical touch, or quality time. And for me, out of the three, I definitely would say, because we cannot like combo the love languages, we can only put, I would say that to make it simpler, we can only put them in one category here. To me, it seems like Morod fits quality time most, because if he had the choice, he would just spend all day every day with his lord, Melody. So to me, it seems like the way that he shows affection to his lord, at least from that aspect, is to spend a lot of time with her. Yeah. I would say that, you know, he it's possible that, you know, like he could be into gift giving as well, but there's really nothing that points him in that direction. So based on what I know about him and what the wiki says about him, he is definitely a quality time love language person for sure. I love this illustration of Morod, by the way. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it so much. So, and look at Melody, so cute. She's my favorite Sanrio character. Even if you guys don't know about Fragaria memories, if you guys know Sanrio, you can feel free to like type out in chat who's your favorite Sanrio character, because mine is definitely Melody. She is my favorite. So next character on our list is Puruth. He is the Fragaria for Pom Pom Pudding. So he, just like Howrit, he's very laid back, but he is more mature than Howrit. He is it says right here, he is a very cheerful big brother figure of the Red Bouquet. So he's normally the person to like really go to for like, if you need someone to rely on or something like that, or someone to fall back on, it would be him, because he would definitely like help calm the situation down, if that makes sense. He's very reliable, yeah, but you can see right there, it says he can be a bit absent-minded and teasing at times. So you can really think of him as like a very big brother figure, you know? Like someone who is like reliable, but at the same time playful, which is cute. Why is the outfit so cute? The outfits are really cute! The outfits are really cute. So, yeah. So there is some info about him there. And in terms of like the whole you can see right here, actually, this is not a spoiler. Right here, the Code of Chivalry here, it says that his basically Code of Chivalry is basically like a very, I won't say it's their catchphrase, it's just like their main principle, I guess. Yeah, is to protect and accept the freedom and individuality of all. So basically, he values freedom most. Yeah. So that is like a good summary of like what his mindset is like. So with that in mind, I would say that I don't think for him it's quite easy to cross out gift giving as his love language, because there's nothing in the story and there's no evidence of him gifting anything to anyone, as from my memory, I don't remember him gifting like a physical item to anyone. So I would say that crosses it out quite quickly. In terms of the other love languages, he loves spending quality time with his lord. Normally when it comes to quality time, the real evidence shows based on how much time they spend with their lord, actually. So that's a good like angle to look at for if their love language is quality time. But for Puruth, he does spend a lot of time with Pom Pom Pudding, if he can. So quality time is definitely a love language that's a possibility. Acts of service wise, I don't think there's anything that that Puruth has done that really displays acts of service as a love language too, so I'm gonna cross that off. If anyone who's watching the VOD especially notices that I don't recall a certain event, you can feel free to comment it actually. Yeah, because I'm going off of what I remember, because my memory of the whole story is still pretty fresh, since it's only been a few days since I finished it, but it's still a bit hazy because I lumped it all together and like watched the whole big chunk at once. So that crosses out acts of service and gift giving. Quality time is a possibility. Then physical touch. I mean, physical touch is a possibility as well, but there's really nothing that also points to him liking him liking physical touch or just hugging people in general. So I'm gonna cross that off because it's the possibility of it being quality time is higher than physical touch. So I'm gonna cross out physical touch as well. And between words of affirmation and quality time, both work for him, I would say. Both like have their he has both moments, I would say, where he displays both as his love language, but from what I can recall as of this moment, I would say he displays quality time as a love language more. So I'm gonna go and put him in quality time too. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, okay, chat. If I sound different for this character, I think it's quite obvious why. Oh, Marish. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he is... I have many things to say about him. He can really be like any, honestly. Romarish would definitely be acts of service. Yeah, definitely. I was about to say still Cam. In your opinion, lol. No, I agree with you, actually. He displays... He's one of the ones that has multiple love languages, I would say. But he definitely... acts of service is a definite for him. Because it says down here, he likes taking care of others. That's in his wheelhouse. He loves taking care of others. And like, he hates it when other people hurt the people he cares about. And that... if that doesn't display acts of service, I don't know what does. I mean, of course, he has moments where he has words of affirmation because he's very gentle and sweet with his words. He also most of the things that he gives people are things that he makes, which I would say leans more towards acts of service anyway, as opposed to gift giving, but it could go both ways. And in terms of physical touch, I've never seen him like prefer it or not, but I can imagine that he won't be opposed to it, considering how much he cares for others anyway. And also the last one would be gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time. I mean, quality time is a definite because he loves spending time with his lord, Malon Cream, whenever he has free time. And most of the time he spends in his schedule is spending time with other people. Like in his Q&A video, he stated how like in his schedule, he makes time to help Harit with his cooking, help take care of Rimicha, stuff like that. So all of those, despite it all being able to spread out into different love languages, it all points back to one particular love language, which is acts of service. So I'm gonna put him there. And if it's not obvious enough, he is my favorite. He's my favorite character in this franchise. If I've not made it obvious enough. But anyway, so okay, next one is Rimicha. Rimicha is another one that's quite obvious, I would say. There's not much to... Once you figure out what kind of person he is, you would definitely see why. He is words of affirmation in terms of love language. Because he is a... I know I've said, like, you know, it'll be more of like if they give it rather than they receive it. It's more of like whether they would give this love language to the people around them rather than them wanting to receive it. But Rimicha loves compliments. He loves it when people praise him. He loves it when people said he did a good job, and like just basically he loves words of affirmation in general. But I would say that it goes both ways, because Rimicha has displayed time and time again how good the red bouquet is, and he constantly says, like, you know, how much he loves the red bouquet and everything like that, and how much he would do his best for the red bouquet and everything. So it goes both ways when it comes to Rimicha. So I would say that since he also praises the red bouquet especially a lot, it kind of like also shows that he loves receiving words of affirmation, but he also has the capability and is willing to give words of affirmation to other people that he cares about. So in terms of, with all that being said, I would say that his love language is words of affirmation. And we can cross out any other potential ones, because Rimicha is very how do I put it into words? He's a very I don't know how to put it into words, but to put it more straightforward, he likes words more than actions, basically, I would say. Yeah, because he's always very scared of things, and he's always worried that he won't do a good job. So and he also, you can see it right there, it says that I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, you can see it. It says he dislikes hard work and has a habit of secretly playing games to avoid his responsibilities. So definitely acts of service is not in his wheelhouse. So with all that being said, I think that his is definitely words of affirmation for sure. So let's put him there. I have a feeling that we'll have everyone for every single love language. It's just physical touch that we don't have yet. We might get one for physical touch, who knows. But physical touch is not really I don't know, like, actually, anyone in chat right now, are any of your love languages physical touch? For me personally, my own personal love language is not physical touch either. Whether it be romance or family love or like platonic love or anything like that. In whatever angle you look at it, for me, my love language is also not physical touch. So I don't know how common it is for physical touch to be a love language. But anyway, we got Sana. Sana, I would say that he's another one that I would have to think about, because he displays a lot of very cheerful vibe. So he's a very lovable character as it is. So he does display love languages, like, he does display multiple love languages. So let me think. The thing that Sana is most known for is brightening up the mood when they're in a dire situation. So I could go off of that as something that will lead to his love language. So I'm gonna think about it and cross off the love languages first. So his is definitely I think you guys can see it right there. It says that it does block it off a bit, but it says he has a warm personality, akin to perpetual summer, genuine and always looking for ways to be happy. So but in a sense, ways to be happy goes both ways. He doesn't just like talk in a happy tone, but he also like does actions that shows that he cares, you know. So it's not just the words that he says that is like very like happy. It's also his actions. So this one is gonna be a bit trickier to pinpoint exactly what his love language is. I would say he does like to spend a lot of his time with Usahana, his lord, but it's not as much as, you know, Marot or Purut. So I would say that I will cross out quality time for him as specifically. That leaves us with 4. What other love languages can I cross off? I think I can cross off let's see. Words of affirmation. There's also words of affirmation, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch. I would say I will cross off acts of service as well, because when it comes to acts of service, I'm going to like think about how similar are they in terms of like doing things for other people as Romarish. So if they don't display that kind of like extent that they would like do a bunch of things, like they would do a bunch of like services for people, then I'll just cross off acts of service. So that leaves us with 3. He displays the 3 quite consistently, because I don't think he's opposed to physical touch. And he gives words of affirmation all the time, and he also he gives gifts in the story, but not as much. So I'm not as much as Halrit. So I'm gonna cross that off too. But I think in terms of between physical touch and words of affirmation, I would say words of affirmation more, because the things he says just automatically brightens your day. So I'm gonna just go with that. Nurse Rex, hello! Good to see you. It's okay, don't worry about being late, don't worry. There is one person that I am wondering will show up to this stream or not. They're not here yet. But I know that they are looking forward to this stream. So I'm hoping that they don't miss it, just because of how much I know that they're looking forward to it. Still Cam is one of those people, and I'm glad to see Still Cam here already. But the other person is not here yet. I think you guys know who I'm talking about already, but yeah. I'm hoping they show up. Yeah, because I would love to hear their opinion about this as well. So, but it's good to see you guys though. Hopefully you guys had a great day, by the way. Still Cam and Nurse Rex. You two just entered stream, so yeah. Hopefully you guys had a great day. But we finished the red bouquet for their love languages, which is great. We don't have anyone in physical touch. We might, you know, we might. We might. Alright, so now I'm gonna go a little bit off track here. Not from the franchise, but just in general. I'm gonna rant a bit. Not rant, but I remember mentioning this in the previous Fragaria memory stream. I was not expecting to like CL as much as I do. He is such a gatekeepy type of character, because there's information that he knows that he's refusing to tell anyone else in the cast. But at the same time, you could tell that what he wants is to protect everybody and keep everybody safe. So you cannot help but feel very secure around him. But at the same time, you also think he's very sus. Which, I don't know, it makes me adore him. I really like him. I really like Ciel. As a character, I really like him. But in terms of love language, that's something that I would have to figure out right now, because I have no idea. I have not the slightest idea what kind of love language he displays. Also, for the people who are not familiar, CL is the if you cannot tell already, for the people who are not familiar, CL is the Fragaria for cinema roll. Based on the latest chapter of Lost Kitty art, I think he will also be acts of service. I think so, yeah. That's the thing. I don't want to spoil the main story too much, but basically he did a very big... it seems like he will make a very big sacrifice in the latest chapter for the latest arc, so yeah. So I would say acts of service is definitely in his wheelhouse, for sure. But still, Cam, I think another thing we must remember about CL is that he has a very difficult time getting up in the morning, and also the fact that he is always so busy. So like daily acts of service would be a rarity from him, I think. But that one incident does show that acts of service is in his wheelhouse, but maybe not his main love language. You haven't watched or followed this franchise, but you definitely will follow this franchise if you have the time. Nurse Rex, if you want to get into it, you can it's definitely worth it, I would say. It's a very... Nurse Rex, if you love storytelling, like if you love franchises that have good storytelling, I definitely would recommend Fragaria Memories, because Fragaria Memories are in a very visual novel looking layout. Yeah, there's a ton of beautiful visuals, but it's more of like their illustrations more than animated. So most of the things that you will be hooked onto is definitely their dialogue and the story plot itself. So if you love franchises with good storytelling, Fragaria Memories is definitely a very good franchise to see, especially if you love Sanrio. So, but back to CL, he is a... Acts of service is a good choice, still, Cam. I definitely agree with you on that part, but one thing that's keeping me from putting him in acts of service is the fact that he is always so busy, and he always seems to be like out of the picture, you know? I mean, he does a lot of acts of service for cinema roll, I can assume so, but like, he's always so busy though. It's definitely... okay, one thing's for sure, because he's so gatekeepy, his love language is definitely not words of affirmation. So he's definitely more of an actions person rather than words. Yeah, he's the type of person that you could tell that he doesn't really want to like use his time to say things. He would rather use his time to show it through actions instead, like show how he feels. So his love language is definitely not words of affirmation, I don't think. But acts of service is definitely one. Quality time, I mean, he really only spends time with Cinema Roll and Will, I guess. I never really see him spend quality time with like any other people, because he's always, like I said, he's always like out of the way, out of the picture, like, you know, like preparing for the worst, it seems. So he puts a lot of pressure on himself. I think that part is quite clear. Physical touch, I don't think so. Yeah, especially it says right here in his bio, it says that outside of his duties as a knight, he can be out of touch. Yeah, so he's always out of the picture when it comes to like anything that doesn't relate to his Fragaria duties. So definitely not physical touch, definitely not words of affirmation. So that leaves acts of service, quality time, which is a 50-50 on that one, and gift giving. And again, we've never seen, at least from what I can recall, and I'm pretty sure if there is a time where he gifted something to someone, I don't recall it, or it just didn't happen. So I don't think gift giving is in his love language either. So it's either quality time or acts of service. Ooh. Okay, I know most of you in chat are not familiar with Fragaria Memories, but maybe looking at him, I don't know, like maybe based off of his design, or if you guys want more info about him, like, you can feel free to ask me questions, and I'll answer based on what I know. But what do you guys think? Because for CL, I really don't know whether I should put it as acts of service or quality time, because he loves, why I say quality time is also in his wheelhouse is also because, oh, his chivalry is love. I forgot about that. It's so cute. But one of the things that he loves to do is he loves to like take his Lord Cinnamoroll out to like cafes and stuff to spend time with him. That's why I would say quality time is in his wheelhouse. But acts of service is also in his wheelhouse because he is willing to sacrifice he's willing to sacrifice a lot for the sake of other people. And like acts of service also stems from the fact that, you know, he, even though he's very out of touch, you can always tell that he cares, because he's going out of his way to like do research, he's going out of his way to like do everything in his power to make sure that everyone is safe. So it can really go both ways, but because he's always so out of touch, since he's always by himself, it seems like he's very like out of the picture. So I don't know if that really can count as acts of service, since acts of service is like you going out of your way to do a favor for someone, but they're aware of it, I guess. Yeah, because CL's acts of service is more long-term than they are like immediate. So I don't know if that really counts to acts of service. Oh, I don't know. I'm between the two though. I'm between those two in terms of love language, I would say. Oh boy. I'm actually gonna drink some water really quick. And I'm feeling something is punching against my gut because my food poisoning is not fully recovered yet. And it's so uncomfortable! I really don't know for CL if we should put him in quality time or acts of service. Because he can definitely be both. But again, his acts of service is more long-term than they are immediate in effect. So can that really be counted as acts of service? If you guys also have no idea, it's alright. I'm just gonna have a quick think about it first. I would say that I'm thinking. Oh goodness. Okay. I would say that he's a... Oh, I don't know. Maybe acts of service. Because what you know, quality time is mostly with Will and Cinnamoroll. Right. Everything is like points to... He can be both. But like, there's some aspects that point to more towards one or the other. Alright, I'm just gonna put him... Okay. I'm gonna put him in acts of service for now. For the people who are watching the VOD or whatever, or like the people who are who come in later, like they can put in their opinion if they are familiar with Fragaria memories. But I'm going to put CL in acts of service for now. I think he does. I think he has more acts of service than quality time, because quality time is more exclusive to the people who are super close to him. But acts of service is like for everybody, despite it being long term. So I'm gonna do that. Still can. I'm going to assume that Will is your favorite. I could be wrong though. But I noticed. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Will is your favorite. But next we got Kurot. I think it's quite clear that his design is based off Kuromi. and he is Chrome's Fragaria. Now, one thing definitely, he is a very he's a very earnest person. Yeah, like he may look like a rebellious, like doesn't care about anything type of guy. He may look like that, but he is one of the sweetest characters in this franchise. He's adorable, I would say. Like he's literally the definition of looks can be deceiving. I really like this illustration of him. Look at how sweet he looks. He's not like in my top 3 or anything, but he's so cute. I love him. He's so cute. Will Mesh is your favorite? Very good favorite choice. Still Cam. I approve. Will Mesh is a great favorite. I mean they all make great favorites. But Will is so I have a few things to say about Will when we get to him, because I want to talk about Wish Me Mail as well. But back to Kurot here. Okay, one thing I have to say though, he is definitely not words of affirmation, because I can imagine that like if you ask him for like reassurance and stuff, he would, or like ask him for a compliment, he would be willing to give it to you, but he won't go through without stuttering, you know? So I just feel like that's the type of guy that he is. So I would say that he will have difficulty when it comes to words of affirmation. So I'm not going to, I would say that he's not good with his words, basically. Yeah. Because he cannot really get through sentences that are more serious without stuttering. So, because he will be worried that he said the wrong thing. So, words of affirmation, he's capable of it, but I don't think that's his main one. So, with that being said, okay, quality time. Okay, I would say quality time, not really, because okay, I can imagine he loves to spend time with Chromie, but like, because we started, like, he started in his journey before becoming her Fragaria, and after he got to be her Fragaria, he like, you know, continued to like travel to other kingdoms and stuff, and also be the messenger for Marot in, not Marot, he was the messenger for CL to deliver the letter to Marot in the start of the Lost Kitty arc. So I would say in that sense, quality time is not his love language. It's not quality time, it's not words of affirmation also. Crow was really sweet with Chromie in the main story, but you're not sure what love language. Right, I was thinking about that as well, that like that moment where he like apologized to her. But he wasn't like, but again, he wasn't good with his words, that's the thing. Because like, if he was, then, you know, like, I don't know, Kuro is quite messy with his words, I would say. So I won't say it's words of affirmation, it's definitely not quality time either. So that leaves us with acts of service, gift giving, and physical touch. He doesn't strike me as a physical touch kind of person. I feel like he has a very, I feel like he will be very squeamish when it comes to physical touch. So I'm just gonna cross that off right off the bat, because I don't think he would like it, honestly. So I'm just gonna assume that and cross it off. So considering how awkward he is as a person, I mean, he's earnest and he's hardworking and he's adorable and he's like so super sweet, but that doesn't mean that, you know, he likes cuddles and stuff or like hugging. So it's either gift giving or acts of service, which he does help Chromie a lot when she has an idea. So acts of service could be it. I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking about like, is there any... Okay, to be fair, he's just so kind in general. he there are times where he displays like every love language, but he doesn't excel at any love language from what I can gather. He's basically the jack of all trades when it comes to love languages, you know? Like he has displayed signs of each individual love language, but he doesn't really like lean towards any. So I don't know. Is there any love language that he displays more than the other 4? Because of them all, I would say acts of service. Yeah. But only because you know, he goes along with Chromie and her ideas, and you can tell that he really cares about her and would do anything for her. But apart from that, like, could also be acts of service. He helped Miona. Yeah, he did. He helped Miona in his episode. So I would say acts of service the most. I could very easily make a extra tier where it says, oh, they display all 5 love languages, but I don't want to really do that because that would be a little bit unfair to the rest, since like everyone has multiple love languages. I would say it's just that we're looking for the one that they display the most. So Kuro is really the helping type. Oh, he is definitely. So I yeah, that goes to acts of service for sure. Okay. Oh, look at how cute Chromie is. So cute. Next is Will. At first, I really didn't have much to say about Will because he is the most mysterious character of them all. But after finishing this is the first Fragaria memory stream that I'm doing that I finished every single episode. So all the way up to the most recent episode of the Lost Kitty arc. So I have things to say about Will. I love how he has opened up more over time. It was very realistic, I would say, because he didn't open up immediately, and I love that about him because he knows what boundaries he has to take in order to accomplish his goals, but he also understands like in dire situations and you have to open up, he knows how to set his priorities. And I love that about him. I love how he's taking baby steps basically, and it's relatable but also realistic. You can talk as much as you want still, Cam. I'm just gonna like blabber out my opinion here, but you can feel free to type out as much as you want in the chat. Yeah. Because when it comes to Will's love language, I personally have not figured it out yet because it's definitely not words of affirmation, that's for sure. Sorry, but yeah, Will is definitely not someone who you can like. Yeah, he's someone you can talk to for sure, but he's definitely very shy about words of affirmation, I would say. So he's definitely more of an action style person than words for sure. So yeah, you're gonna listen and read because you're not knowledge yet. It's okay, Nurse Rex, don't worry. You don't think physical touch either? No, I don't think so. I mean, I can imagine he loves to hug his Lord Mel, but I don't think he will hug anyone else besides CL. So it's between the other 3. But oh my gosh, I want to gush about his Lord really quick. Look at how cute she is. She's so cute. I've always liked Wish Me Mel as a Sanrio character, but when I saw her in this illustration, she looked so adorable. And there was one episode where CL and Will went to her for advice, and they showed her illustration, and she had voice acting, and her voice was so cute. So cute. It's one of my favorite episodes just for that. Because she's so sweet and so kind, you know, and I can only imagine how Will feels about having such a compassionate Lord like her. Like, they go together really well because she's so sweet and gentle and kind, and it's perfect for Will, who is, you know, gentle and sweet as well, but he's on the more shy side, so he needs a Lord that is like very like gentle with him, which is so cute. It's so cute. If giving includes giving letters, that's also an option, but he gives you the vibes of quality time. Quiet quality time though. Gift giving, huh? My brain just like went into like loading phase. I kind of like I kind of had that moment where my brain stopped programming. Because I was like thinking about what you said, still Cam, and that actually makes a lot of sense. But I'm trying to think, like, does gift giving include giving letters, or does giving letters point to words of affirmation? Because, you know, letters are written in words, so, but words of affirmation is more of like speaking, right? Oh. Okay, this is a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let me actually do some research. Chat. Give me a second. I'm gonna be behind the scenes here. Love language. Okay, so. Okay, words of affirmation is feeling loved through verbal compliments, words of appreciation and encouragement. Excuse me. And receiving gifts or gift giving is valuing thoughtful tokens and physical symbols of affection that show you were thought of. I would say, so in terms of that, words of affirmation seems to fall under the letter idea that Will loves to do is definitely under gift giving more than words of affirmation, because his letters are like a symbolic way of showing that he loves someone, because that would definitely be how he expresses his affection to people. So I would say that that falls under gift giving more, because the letters are more symbolic and physical item, rather than, even though they contain like words and stuff, he's not verbally saying it. So yeah, it depends. You're also confused, lol. Okay, so but based on what I'm reading here, it says words of affirmation is feeling loved through verbal compliments. Verbal compliments, words of appreciation and encouragement. Receiving gifts is valuing thoughtful tokens and physical symbols of affection that show you are thought of. So, okay, is this part. Physical symbols of affection that show you were thought of. Oh, dang it, I accidentally closed the YouTube app. I accidentally closed the YouTube app while I was doing my research. But yeah, because it says physical symbols of affection that showed you are thought of, that definitely points to gift giving more. Yeah, because the letters are a physical symbol. It's not verbal. So I'm gonna say, so it's okay, still can. You are the person that's most familiar with Will Mesh here. So do you think he goes in? We've established that the letters wise, in that angle, is more gift giving than it is words of affirmation to me. So would you say that he goes in gift giving for the love letter idea, like the fact that he loves to write letters, or does he go in quality time? Because you said that he gives you quality time vibes, but not like super talkative, but it's just spending just a lot of time with the people he cares about. So you can give your final call for this. Like, do you think he goes in gift giving or quality time? The fact that we still don't have anyone in physical touch though is making me laugh, actually. I'm really curious who the physical touch person is gonna be, if there's any, actually, because we're already halfway through them. So oh. We have 3 more in the blue bouquet after Will, and then we have 6 more in the Naya bouquet, and then we're done. So the fact is we're halfway through them and we don't have a physical touch person yet. With that being said, I don't think anyone in the blue bouquet is a physical touch person, but I could be wrong. But still, Cam, I'll let you think about it, and you can give your final call as to where you think we will go here. in that case, gift giving, Wilmesh is kind of like gifting his words without saying them in a sense. It's cute, honestly. Yeah, I would say so. Because he definitely displays his affection more in his letters than he would when you spend time with him. I mean, when you spend time with him, it's great, but because he's too shy to talk, it's a bit, that part can be a bit challenging, so, yeah. But that's actually so cute! Like, him gifting his words of affection, but through letters instead of, like, physical items or, like verbal words. Oh, that's cute. That's actually cute. I like it. I really like that idea, actually. And it's very realistic for him. Yeah. Look at how cute Mishmi Mel is. She's so cute. I'm sorry, chat, but she's just so cute. I love this illustration of her so much. Her little cape. It's so adorable. Oh, one thing I did point out in a previous... I just want to point this out because I love this detail about Will. Is, you guys may notice, for those people who are not familiar, you guys may notice he actually has bandages on his fingers. And that's not like that does tie to his personality, because Will is constantly writing letters and like basically getting in touch with paper. So it's actually I don't remember which episode, but it was mentioned that at some point that Will constantly gives himself paper cuts by accident because he gets into contact with paper so much. And the fact that they added these bandages in his design to really emphasize upon how many paper cuts he gets is just like, it's such a cool attention to detail that I really love. And the bandages themselves are so cute. Look at the pink bandages. They're really cute. They're so cute. Look at them. I think I personally love that detail about Will, but yeah. It's just such a small detail, but it's like so like it conveys a very like powerful, deep message about a character. Yeah. It really emphasizes that aspect of his character. Yeah. Okay, this one is probably one of the more challenging ones. Clark Stella. Oh, okay. Okay. For anyone who's not familiar, he is basically the tsundere of this cast. He's someone that basically you can say that like he displays affection for his lords and his brother, Luther, but he cares, but like he won't express it very clearly, I would say. Basically, he's a tsundere. Yeah, there's really no other way to describe it. So, with that being said, what is his love language? Definitely not words of affirmation. Clark is so bad with his words, unfortunately. So, words of affirmation is definitely not. Again, like, he's very good with his words when it comes to, like, you know, Luther and his lords, but we're gonna consider like everybody, so that's including the people in his bouquet and the people outside of his bouquet. So definitely not words of affirmation. And again, physical touch, he only does it with his lords and Luther again. So yeah, physical touch is only with Luther, right? Yeah, it is. He has physical touch with Kiki and Lala as well, but other than the three of them, he doesn't really have physical touch with anyone else. So yeah, definitely not physical touch for Clark. Oh boy. It's hard to find a love language for a tsundere because they express their love differently. It's cute, but yeah, it's not as obvious. So okay, I would say a very clear way to show that how much he cares about his kingdom, Luther and Kiki and Lala, is the fact that he constantly like fixes machinery or comes up with like new inventions to keep the kingdom safe. So with that in mind, his love language could be acts of service. It could be, but that's kind of stretching it though. You don't think quality time either? You think he likes his alone time a lot? Yeah, a lot. He's the opposite when it comes to quality time. When it comes to between him and Liu De, because Liu De hates alone time. I don't. Does he hate alone time? Based on what I know, Liu De does hate being alone. So yeah. But Clark has no problem with it. So definitely not quality time for Clark at least. So. That leaves us with gift giving and acts of service, and I would say acts of service more than gift giving. I would say because gift giving, again, there's really nothing that points to Clark giving gifts to people like in like any form, because again, his inventions are more towards acts of service rather than giving it to them physically. Like giving the actual invention to them physically. So his way of doing things is definitely more towards fixing inventions, and yeah. So I would say acts of service. Yeah. Oh, we have so many people in acts of service. That's actually crazy. But you know, it's. I mean. But the fact is, no one is in physical touch yet. I actually wonder if there's anyone that's gonna be there. Imagine if there isn't. That would actually be surprising. But, we'll see. Liu De, he's so pretty. I've grown to the more I watch Fragaria Memories, the more I fell in love with Liu De, because he, during the Liu De's episode in the Lost Kitty arc was the only episode that made me full out cry. I teared up in a few episodes prior to that, but it was only in Liu De's episode. I won't spoil what happens, but it was during his episode that I full out just cried really badly because I felt so bad for him. I felt so bad for him, but at the same time, it was like so touching to see him and Clark reunite and stuff. It's so cute. You have a physical touch character in mind, actually. We'll wait for that moment, still Cam. Let's wait until that character comes out and then you can say it. I don't think it's Liu De that you're thinking of, so yeah. Because when it comes to Liu De, I can think of like multiple love languages. He's definitely very similar to Roma in that sense, but for anyone who's curious, he is my second favorite. Liu De is so cute. I love him so much. But yeah, basically the episode had him skyrocket to second place for me. I really like him. He's just so sweet and gentle. But he is definitely okay. He is a words of affirmation could be his, but he does display acts of service as well. He does display quality time as well, because it says okay, it doesn't say here, but I know that Liu De loves spending time with Clark, and he would rather not be alone. He would rather be with at like Clark especially, but he would love to be with someone he cares about. So he could be acts of service, also maybe quality time, right? So I was thinking about those as well. Gift giving, not really. I mean, I can definitely see it from him, but he doesn't really like show that, so I'm not going to put him in gift giving. So words of affirmation could be as well, but again, he doesn't display it that often. So, and physical touch, again, he doesn't really show any sort of physical touch of affection towards anyone besides Clark, so we're gonna rule that out as well. So it's between acts of service and quality time, and I would say that he would go out of his way and do as much as sacrifice like his own well-being, despite him being a very frail person because he has difficulty with his health. But like in terms of that, definitely acts of service is up his alley. But I would say in general, I would say quality time radiates with Liu De more, I would say. I'm trying to pronounce his name properly because I know it's not Lao De, because I know that the story pronounced it after watching more videos about him, it's pronounced Liu De if I'm not wrong. At least that's like the closest I can really pronounce to the way the voice actors pronounce it. So oh my goodness. Okay, what do you guys think? Is it would you guys say that he's a quality time person or an active service person? I would say acts of he displays both, because acts of service is he's willing to go above and beyond his own physical capabilities, and especially resulting in him hurting himself because in order to save his kingdom. But at the same time, it's shown that he does do things better if he has company with him. Like he really enjoys being around people. Yeah. Rather than being alone. Yeah. Because one thing that is made quite clear in the latest few episodes in Fragaria Memories is Liu De got lonely without Clark next to him. So, hi Virus! So, with all that being said, I would say he goes in quality time. Still can? Quality time? Yeah, I think so. I'll say quality time. So that is... Okay, we're almost done with the blue bouquet. Again, no one is in physical touch yet, but that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Muna. Okay, for Muna, it's... Okay, again, Muna is another one where I would say that he displays his affection in multiple ways. So he's another one that's a little bit difficult to pinpoint exactly, because he has no problem with giving words of affirmation. He has no problem like giving gifts, because you know he likes to bake stuff, especially bread. So that definitely qualifies him in gift giving. Quality time, okay, quality time maybe not, because there's really no real interaction between him and Kagehira as of now, so maybe quality time we can cross it off, I don't know. But he does spend a lot of time with Kuro though, and they're like the best of friends. So in terms of the others, physical touch, there's really no real signs of him showing physical touch, so no, I would say physical touch is crossed out for him too. And acts of service, I mean, he's always like determined to help out the rest of the blue bouquet and even the rest of the people in the cast as well. So he can be either in acts of service, he can be in gift giving, or words of affirmation. I think quality time and physical touch can be crossed out for him. So now we need to get into the specifics. What specific love language does he display the most? I don't know. Ooh. I would say that, I kind of want to cancel out gift giving, because I feel like Muna definitely, not because he doesn't display gift giving, but more of like because he displays words of affirmation and acts of service more. So I'm going to cross out gift giving for that reason. for only that reason. So between acts of service and words of affirmation, I would say acts of service, because most of the times we see Muna is still can. Hold on, I need to accept that chat from acts of service. I think so, because it seems like most of the time we see him is if someone else needs his help, and the first thing he does is straight up, oh, I can do it, you know, and like, or like, I'll be happy to help, you know. That kind of reaction that he displays really shows that he'll go above and beyond for the people he cares about, especially when it comes to like doing stuff for the people that he cares about. So yeah, I'll say acts of service. I know there's a bunch of people there, but acts of service. Oh. Okay, so that's the tier list so far. And we're looking quite crowded in one tier and very empty in another, so let's see if the Naya Bouquet can change that. It's hard to tell though, because the Naya Bouquet is the most chaotic, so we shall see. Okay, Battle Barm. Okay, one thing I will say about him before we figure out what his love language is he's another character where his looks can be deceiving. I know, for the people who are unfamiliar with this, he may look like someone who is very like unapproachable, someone who is like very fierce and very like I mean, he gives off the cool vibe, of course, but he may seem like a very like bad character. I laugh because that was the also bad is the original song from the Naya Bouquet, but you can see right here, he's an ambitious and passionate leader. So he's another character where its looks can be deceiving, because he may look like someone who is like not approachable based on his design, but he is actually just a very passionate guy. He's just very cool. But he does have a very strong sense of duty, especially in his like care for his kingdom. So but with that being said, like I would say that is he another one where it's really acts of service, because what he's known for is to help Batsumaru improve the layout and the system in the Batsumaru kingdom. Oh, is he another acts of service one? Oh my goodness. I mean, it's okay if he is, but like, we have so many people in that tier already. Okay, let me try to think if there's anywhere else where he'll fit. But I would say he displays acts of service the best too, because whenever like people ask him like, oh, can you help out with this? Can you help out with this? He'll just say, sure, let's do it, you know? It says right there, he's a natural born leader, so yeah, if that doesn't scream acts of service, then I don't know what does. So okay, I would say definitely not. Okay, quality time is, I guess, depends, but most of the time we see him, he's normally just writing reports to Batsumaru for him to approve. So even post ceremony, I cannot pronounce that word for the life of me. I really don't know, and the word is not here. Yay. So yeah, I'm gonna actually do some research on that word actually. Hold on, chat. Oh, it's called a collate. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's called a collate, the ceremony that officially makes them Fragaria. So yeah, so most of the time we see him, he's really just writing reports to Batsumaru. So in terms of quality time with his lord, we don't get to see much of it. So based on evidence right now, it seems like quality time is not the most for him. So gift giving, we've never really seen it from him, so gonna cross that out as well. Words of affirmation, I mean, he's capable of it for sure. He's good at reassuring people, especially, but I would say that is not his first choice when it comes to displaying his affection or displaying his care. So definitely, so I would say not words of affirmation either. So it's either acts of service or physical touch, and not gonna lie, I don't see him getting, like, you know, I don't see him liking physical touch. He's more of like, just like, you know, from the way that he does things and just the way that he carries himself forward, it seems that he's the type to like not dilly-dally and just like get it done and get it done right. So to me, I don't think he's the type of person to really care for physical touch. It's not that he doesn't like it, but I don't think that he would really care for it. So that won't be his first choice of affection either. So I won't put that as his love language. So I would say it is acts of service as well. There's so many people acts of service, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. So, moving on. Oh, look at Batsumaru. Oh, next is Chaco. Mr. Jack of all trades. For those of you who are not familiar, Kino, you made it! Hi! Just in time for Chaco. Hee. I'll show you the tier list later, Kino, when we put Chaco in. But yeah, you came at the right time. Yeah. So I just started talking about him. So for those of you who are not familiar with Chaco, he's basically the jack of all trades when it comes to the Fragaria cast. He's basically someone who is who has, you can see right there, he has higher than average skills at most things. So Chaco is really just like someone who excels at everything he does, pretty much. So jack of all trades, really. So in terms of that, okay, we're gonna give him a love language here. So I mean, the main the Kino, just to let you know, like how I've been doing it with Stillcam. Nurse Rex is just listening in, and I assume everyone else is listening in as well. Basically, the way we've been doing it, for me at least, and for Stillcam, is we've been like crossing out. We take the 5 love languages and just slowly cross them off until we're left with one that they display with the most. So even though I would say everyone in Fragaria Memories displays multiple love languages, we're choosing the one that they display the most frequently, or like the most obviously. Yeah. So that's the way we're going about this. So Kino, as the certified Chaco lover here, you can feel free to dive deep into your feelings about him if you want. But I'm just gonna think about it a little bit first. Because Chaco is definitely one of the people that displays multiple love languages. So having a quick think about it will really help. Let's see. He's definitely not physically loving much. He's not a physical touch kind of person, is he, Kino? He doesn't really strike me as that kind of person, I don't think. Not much. Stillcam did mention a few minutes ago that they thought of someone who could go in the physical touch category, because even after finishing the red and blue bouquets, we still don't have anyone in that category yet. So gotta think this over. We got words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gift giving, and physical touch. But we have already established physical touch is the least. So it's not Chaco though. He doesn't strut you as physical. I don't think so either. No, he's really like acts of service or time type of guy. Maybe gifts, but at the same time, he displays multiple. He really does display multiple. It's just depending on which one he displays most. Also, a quick rant about Chaco really quick that really made me laugh was the episode where, okay, spoiler alert for whoever doesn't want to be spoiled by Fragaria memories. I won't say which episode this is in, so that at least you guys, if you guys do choose to watch Fragaria memories, you guys won't know when this is coming. But this is one episode where Chaco got sprayed with like this like smell enhancer thing, and it was hilarious because like the way that he I don't know, like the whole sequence of it happening was Chaco is the type of guy that doesn't want to get involved in complicated situations, yet he's the victim of the complicated situation because he got sprayed with this substance that enhanced his smelling capabilities. So his smelling basically became like the level of a dog basically, and it was hilarious. But yeah, I recently did rewatch my favorite episodes of Fragaria Memory since I finished the whole thing, but there were some episodes that I loved so much that I rewatched a few times already. You think it's usually on acts of service or time spending? Spending time is huge, cause he's the type of person who quits if it's like something he doesn't need to do or want to do, right? But he'll go out of his way to do something or will spend insane amount of time with someone he loves. They made him a dog, actual one. Right! It was hilarious. Oh shoot, I dropped my water bottle. Hold on. I dropped my water bottle. You love the episode and him going, Piquero! The episode was too funny. Too funny. But hey, that smelling substance came in handy later on, am I right? Because it really did. Oh, that's hilarious. Too funny. Too funny. Also, Kino, update, I actually have a new top 3 in Fragaria memories. My favorite hasn't changed, but my top... The other... I have a new second favorite now. My third favorite is still the same, but my second favorite has changed. So yeah, just to update you about that, since you weren't here for yesterday's Tetora stream where I mentioned it. So the sacrifice was worth it. Yep. So back to Chaco here. What love language do you guys think he displays the most? It's clear that it's between quality time and acts of service. But just saying here, we don't have anyone. We have a lot of people in acts of service, but the thing is, the people who are in acts of service, I think belong there. I don't think they need to move. So, but if you have different ideas, you can feel free to type it out. But he goes to quality time. I think he does. Yeah, I mean, acts of service does fit him, but compared to the rest of them, he definitely displays quality time more, I think. Yeah. You'll cry already? Yeah, okay. Listen, Kino, I have after watching, okay, the last time we talked about Fragaria memories was when I finished the first arc, okay, the first act of the Lost Kitty arc, right? And this is the first stream that I'm doing that is after I finished the second act of the Lost Kitty arc. And I have to say that second act of the Lost Kitty arc made someone skyrocket to my second favorite. They didn't dethrone Romarish because Romarish is just that perfect, but I fell in love with this character from the second act of the Lost Kitty arc. I absolutely fell in love with him. I've already said it on stream who is my second favorite, but if you like to give a guess, was that Cielo? No, Cielo is still my third favorite. But Kino, if you want to take like a quick wild guess, you can feel free to. Then I'll tell you which one is my second favorite. Oh, look at little Pochaco, so cute. Autoback. So, okay, for the people who are unfamiliar, I think a good summary of Autoback is just pure, but also chaos. He's very pure, but he's also very chaotic. Yeah, that's pretty much sums up what he is. You can think of him as he's part of the MC trio, as in each bouquet has a quote-unquote main character, and he is the main character of the Naya bouquet, especially in the main story. But he really reminds me of like your typical anime main character, where he's just you just follow him on his journey and like see him develop in his skills, in his personality, and learn things from the other people that he interacts with and stuff. So Autopet is the one who go to physical touch, in your opinion? Okay, Will Mesh. You're not sure on how it... Or is it gonna be Luta? It is Luta, Kino! Good job! You got it! It is Luta. Yeah, Luta's my new second favorite. Okay, Will Mesh, I love his character development, and he's still really cute, but I'm gonna weigh out a bit. Will Mesh currently is sitting at first, second, third. He's like my fourth or fifth favorite at the moment in overall. But second favorite is Luta. He is so cute. I cried during Luta's episode in the Lost Kitty arc. The episode where he got I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, it was Luta's episode. It was the episode where Luta was the main character. Yeah. He's so cute. I love him. Yeah. Luta is a great choice. He is. He's I love him so much. I love his voice as well. And he's so kind. But back to Autopack here. Luta, don't say that, Kino. That episode where Luta and Clark reunited, oh, I cried during that episode. I was bawling my eyes out. Because I was like so relieved to see Luta like recovering. It's so adorable. But okay, back to Autopack here. Autopack is just someone who is an agent of chaos, pretty much. But that will be Hangyeon actually. The whole of the Naya bouquet is just agents of chaos, honestly. And Autopack is no exception. So, but okay, still Cam, you said that he's the one that will go in physical touch for you. In your opinion, if that still Cam, would you like to actually point out why you would say he will go in physical touch? Because me personally, I don't recall any sort of like interaction where he had physical touch with like anyone. So how much it's over we had the last half year. Sana over, Lauter, Luta over, Ciel over, Aru over, Chaco over, Haori over. Yeah. Just look at him. Just look at him. Kino, are you just... Wait, I don't know. What are you referring to? Am I like picking up something that... Am I not picking up what you guys are putting down right now? I have no idea. Maybe. I mean, like, going through the other love languages, I don't really see Arupac fitting any, really. Words of affirmation, maybe. But... oh, my goodness. If we think hard, there's like no one who really showed any physical stuff, really. True, but he seems the most fitting, just considering his character, sadly. True, that's very true. He might be words or gifts, but you think he's like the only one fitting for touches. That's actually very true though. Yeah, because like the rest of them don't seem to be... Okay, some of them don't mind physical touch, I don't think, but they definitely don't. It's definitely not their preferred love language. That's why they're not in physical touch. So, I mean, I guess for like for the people who are already in the tier list, I would say that the people who don't mind physical touch are like, I mean, going down the list, it would be like Roma. Puruv won't mind as well. Roma would definitely like it, but his is definitely acts of service. Liuta would depend on who it is, but because physical touch radiates with him more when it comes to like Clark and his lords. Sana wouldn't mind. Muna wouldn't mind as well. But yeah, that's pretty much everyone who actually would be open to physical touch. And even then, they're not like known for physical touch in terms of love language. So yeah, I think Aru would definitely... Sana can be... Right, Sana can definitely be physical touch too. Yeah. But for me, Sana was between physical touch and words of affirmation. Between when I was like cancelling out the potential ones. Is there any other ones that Aru would fit? Or is it really just physical touch because no one else would fit there? Because I'm trying to think of like other love languages that he could display, but he doesn't really display any, if I'm being honest. Like, he's just a chill guy. I mean, the gift giving part is cute, but that's more of like Peckle. Like, you know, like his lord, Peckle. So, the gift giving is more from Peckle, not him. Maybe words of affirmation and quality time. He loves to spend time with Peckle. That is very true. Words of affirmation, he's very good with his words, actually. So... are we really not gonna put anyone in physical touch? That's actually so sad. But we might have to resort to that. Oh, I don't know. The only way for him to be in physical touch is if he displays it more than the other 4 love languages. But there's nothing pointing to him displaying it more. We definitely can put at least him. Right. We should put at least him. That is so... That's actually so sad though. Oh, but I really would hope that, you know, at least one person from this cast would be in each category. So yeah, I'm just gonna put Aru there. He's the most like all-rounder in terms of that aspect. So I mean, Chaco definitely is an all-rounder as well, but Chaco really doesn't show physical affection. So you just remember the scene where he lifted Peckle and you think that counts. That's true. That's very true. That's the one you're recalling a lot. That's very true. Yeah, I remember that scene. So, okay, we're just gonna put him there. Oh, look at how cute he is. He's so cute. Oh, look at Peckle. Oh, but one thing I do want to point out, talking about Aru, I recently was rewatching. Yes, I'm at the point of rewatching Fragaria Memories. I was rewatching the episode where they went to Taksem's kingdom, and I kept laughing at the. At first, I thought Aru crashed when he was on Chaco's skateboard for the first time, but I realized that nope, he didn't actually crash. I thought he did when I first mentioned it in my first stream, but he didn't crash into anything. He just like he just encountered a hill and he went upwards and then went whoa, and then the scream he made was hilarious. Oh my goodness. I would love to have like a stream where I watch Fragaria Memories with you guys, but I don't know if there'll be any issues with it, so yeah. It's best not to take any risks, unfortunately. But I think everyone who's familiar with Fragaria would know exactly what episode I'm talking about. At the same time, he does like spend just time with him more. But you can imagine him going and picking up Peckle a lot. True, that's very true. I can tell he loves to hug Peckle, so he makes it very obvious. Now, Taksem, how he has unfortunately fallen off for me. Not in a sense where like he's not a good character. He's an amazing character. It's just that he's not as much of in my preference as I thought he would be. Don't get me wrong, I really love the fact that he's very Esu, Riddle, and Tsukasa coded, but I think I don't know, I just really prefer the members of the blue bouquet and red bouquet more than the Naya bouquet. The Naya bouquet is fun because they're very chaotic and stuff, but I radiate more with the blue and red bouquet in that sense. So because of that, Taksem really didn't really spark any interest in me over time, as much as I thought he would. But I do love him as a character still, just not as much as I thought I would. One of the first things you saw about Fragaria was that scene. His quality time, acts of service for Taksem. Acts of service or quality time. Yeah, I think it's acts of service. For Taksem, it's definitely acts of service for sure. I would definitely like to love Taksem more. It's just that he's still very cute and I love his English, but I don't know. Like he's still like he's not that affectionate, I would say. He's very I know that he's a very gentlemanly type of person and he's very good-willed in that sense, but he's not really that affectionate. Yeah, especially with his strong will in terms of like keeping the rules up and everything. So maybe part 3 will reignite it. Maybe he still didn't have much time really. True, that's very true. That's the thing about the Naya bouquet is they're just like the chaotic group that's just like, you know, doing their own thing. Yeah, I mean they're part of the main story, but not nearly as much as the rest of them. So you have him as your top 3, lol. He definitely is a very lovable character. I mean, I would hope that I would like him a lot more in the future, but for now, I definitely radiate with the members of the red and blue bouquet more than the Naya bouquet. So he's still my favorite member of the Naya bouquet, that's for sure. But the fact that my top 3 doesn't even contain a single member of the Naya bouquet anymore, I think goes to show how much I radiate with the red and blue bouquet more. Yeah, because going down the list, like my top 5 is Roma first, then it would be Luta, then Ciel, then Will, and then Marot. Will and Marot are interchangeable for me for now. So that's my top 5, and you guys can definitely tell with those 5 being said, and those 5 being like white and pink actually. I just realized, but anyway, like, because those 5 characters are not from the Naya bouquet, Taksem is in like 6th place for me, I would say. So yeah, I radiate more with the blue and red bouquets for sure. He reminds you so much of I almost thought you typed in Taksem when you said Tsukasa. Yeah, he does remind. He really does radiate Tsukasa. Part 3 really has to be more about them. I think so. They have to. You love red bouquet and blue bouquet. Yeah. Naya bouquet just goes, it's also bad in my story. Yeah. We don't get to see much of them. Hopefully that changes. Hangyeon. My favorite part about Hangyeon is the way he speaks Mandarin. As a native Mandarin speaker, I radiate with him a lot because of that. I love the way he pronounces the Chinese phrases. It's adorable, and I love how entertaining he is. I rewatched the Naya Bouquet voice dramas, all for Hangyeon, Taksem, and Pikero's synchronization or lack of synchronization between the 3 of them, because in the very first episode they were already like not in sync, and Taksem was like, didn't we agree that we're supposed to be in sync? It was hilarious. It was really funny. Yeah, the agent of chaos. If Arupek is like a chaotic person, Hangyeon is on a whole nother level. He is the agent of chaos. He does nothing but create chaos, and it's hilarious, and I absolutely love him for that. Oh, I love how entertaining he is, genuinely, and not to mention his design. Love. It's flawless. I love it so much. It really showcases like the culture he's based off from really, really well, especially with Lily in the background there. You can do T3 and T5 in Fragaria memories. Maybe 1. Chako, Kuro, Aru / twins. 3. Taksem. You can't choose 1. T3 and T5? What do you mean by that, Kino? What are you trying to do for that? But Hangyeon, what do you guys think is his love language? Because he's a agent of chaos, so the way he displays affection can be very wild, I would say. So there may not be a clear love language for him. Top 3 and top 5. Ooh, you can't really choose faves much. It will really depend who radiates with you more, Kino. The reason why I chose my top 5 is because I radiate with them more, or I feel I feel a lot of affection towards them. Yeah, that's how I choose my top 3 actually. My top 5 is like how much I radiate with them in terms of their relatability and their character development, especially for Will. Yeah, I love his character development. He's always been a great character, but after he opened up his feelings in one of the latest episodes, my love for him skyrocketed, because I was like, oh my gosh, baby's opening up and it's so adorable. And the way and oh, one more thing. I'm gonna gush about him really quick. The way Will talks to his Lord Mel, in that episode where he asks her for advice with CL is so cute, because he was like, Mel-sama, like something like that, and it was so adorable. Oh my gosh. And then I think Lord Mel said something like, welcome Will-kun, or something like that. It's so cute. It's so adorable. I just want to squish both of them. They're so cute. Okay, moving on from that. Sorry about that rambling. But yeah, I really like Will. He's something. Maybe words. He does cheer up, like give advice. I mean, His words are random for sure. But he does know when to get serious though. He goes out of his way to give advices to Battle Barm. True! Your top 5 would be Will, Hallrit, Taksem, Chaco, Roma, or Arupe. Those are good top 5 choices, still can. Those are great top 5 choices. It could be words. I think it is words. Yeah. Because, I mean, we can cross out the gift giving pretty easily because he hasn't really given any gifts to anyone. Acts of service, not really, no. Quality time, I mean, yeah, he loves to spend time with Hangyeodon, but he's more out and about. So theoretical words, but words. Yeah, I would say so. Acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch. Chad, he's not a physical touch kind of person, is he? Am I missing something here? I don't think he is. But I don't know if I'm forgetting anything about him, like, liking physical touch. I don't think he has displayed any evidence of it, though. If I specifically... twins, we can't count them without each other. Chaco, Aru, Taksem, and Puru. You forgot to add Kuro. Yeah. But Kuro is your... But Chaco and Kuro are your 2 favorites, right, Kino? You don't remember. You don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember Hangyeon displaying any sign of physical touch affection either. Oh, when it comes to the twins, if you're curious where Clark ranks for me, since the rank's so high, Clark is ranked directly below Taksem. So he's like 7th, I think. Yeah, because Taksem is 6th place. What's that smell? There's some weird smell in my room. Number 1 for sure. Number 1 for sure. Yeah, I would say Kuro is your number 1. You have displayed a lot of affection for Kuro, Kino. You don't remember Hangyeon being really physical? No, I don't think so. Alright. Oh, whoops, where did you go? There he is. Okay. Okay, chat. I'm gonna actually okay, I'm gonna click on Picketo really quick. I'm going to... There's this really weird smell in my room right now, and I'm gonna investigate it really quick. So, oh my gosh, the coincidence that we're talking about Picketo and he's the one that gave Chaco the smelling substance. But anyway, I'm gonna investigate the smell really quick, just in case it's something that needs to be dealt with. So I don't want it to be something like, you know, like serious and I'm not paying attention to it. So BRB. See you guys in a bit. It shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. It shouldn't take longer than 5 minutes actually. I'll see you guys in a bit. Yeah? I'm back, chat. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's nothing serious, chat. Don't worry. Yeah. I mean, I did smell something, but it was not something serious, so it's fine. It's not like that lizard story. It's not. I reassure you. I would recognize that smell from a mile away. I don't want that to happen again, Kino. Because that story was traumatizing for both me and the lizard. Welcome back. Thank you. So, okay, do you guys have any idea, like, what love language to give Picaro? Everything good? Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, it's nothing serious. Yeah. Oh, that lizard story traumatized me. And that lizard. But Picaro's love language. He's not really a love type of person though. Out of everyone, he displays affection the least. Even for his lord. I mean, he does care about Keroppi, but not in a very affectionate way. I mean, he cares about him and his well-being, but he doesn't really display affection for him though. Glad there's nothing serious. Yeah, Nurse Rex, it's nothing serious, don't worry. But thank you guys for looking out for me and worrying about me. But okay. Picaro really strikes me as like a low-key. If he was in love with anyone, he would display yandere qualities, I would say. Which is depending on perception, it could either be good or bad. Mainly it's just obsessive behavior. So with that being said, he is definitely I don't know. He displays affection the least, which is a definite. So I don't know if that's easier or harder to distinguish his love language actually. What do you guys think? I don't know if you guys are having a difficult time figuring it out too, because he's definitely the most difficult one to pinpoint. You don't know for Picaro, right? It's difficult to pinpoint for him. He's by far the most difficult to pinpoint, because any talk about love or sappy or affection, he just immediately dismisses it because he just thinks it's a waste of time. So yeah, no. Oh goodness. I don't know. Okay, we can go down the list here. He has no acts of gift giving. He has no display of words of affirmation. He's very bad with his words, might I add. So we're left with quality time, acts of service, and physical touch. And ain't no way his is physical touch. No way. I refuse to believe it's physical touch. Because unlike Aru, he actually doesn't even display any signs of liking it. So absolutely not. And if anything, he would prefer to watch Keroppi from afar without coming to physical contact with him. So yeah, no. So so again, we're down to quality time or acts of service. And low-key, I don't think he acts of service. Does he really display acts of service? I don't think so. I don't remember any sort of like point in time where he did display acts of service. Quality time maybe, because he does spend a lot of time watching Keroppi in the first place. So even though it's not like quality time like physically, it's still quality time in a sense where he's always looking out for Keroppi, right? Or is that a bit far-fetched thinking? I don't know. I would say quality time. Based on the signs he does show, I would say quality time. But I'll say quality time fits the most. But he could be the one that doesn't display any, or he doesn't even have a love language because love doesn't even cross his mind. I don't know. Oh boy. I have no idea. No idea. I'm gonna... Oh, my chat is... I didn't put the... I need to reload my chat. It kind of lagged a bit. Okay, I'm gonna put Picaro in quality time, cause comparing his acts of service versus quality time, he displays more quality time, I think, because he does spend his time watching over Keroppi or just watching Keroppi in general rather than acts of service. So I'll say quality time, even though it's not exactly quality time, but of the 5 it's definitely the closest. So so here's the completed tier list. I'll just keep it on screen for a while, just for everyone to just look at where we placed everybody. And of course, if anyone has objecting or objections to where someone is, you can feel free to type it in chat. But do any of these surprise any of you? For me, not really, because I can definitely see the characters in each category displaying that particular love language, so it's not so surprising. I would say that they all fit their category really well. It's just that quality time and acts of service is definitely the top 2 most displayed love languages among the 5 in this franchise. Will we do this for Ensemble Stars? Maybe. I might. We'll see. Because I haven't done love languages for Ensemble Stars yet, so we might. But again, I'm doing this for Fragaria Memories because it's different, and I want to keep, I want to do something special for Fragaria Memories. Like, I don't want to just straight up copy an Ensemble Stars stream that I've already done. So, I mean, I could, but maybe not so close together. So, especially since this is the first tier list stream for Fragaria Memories, so it should be completely different. But I like this tier list. It's pretty. To me, it's quite accurate. It seems to be quite accurate, I would say. What do you guys think? Okay, the individual ones don't surprise me. What does surprise me is how many people are in acts of service, actually. Yeah, I would say I'm surprised only because I expected more people to be in quality time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because pretty much all of them displays their care for their lords and spend a lot of time with their lords. That's why I would say I assume quality time would be the most, but despite them spending a lot of time with their lords, they also do acts of service for them, which ultimately radiates like a lot of them out of quality time and into acts of service. So I'll say it's pretty accurate. Yeah. Words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, physical touch. I'll say that also wills, the logic where we were thinking about for wills is very creative, because for Will's love language is not really gift giving in a sense of him giving physical items, but the fact that he writes letters, which letters are a physical item which contains like affectionate words from him. So technically it's not words of affirmation, because words of affirmation is like verbally spoken, but his words of affection are not verbally spoken, it's written. So it's more of giving the words on paper rather than saying it verbally. So I think it's quite creative that we put him in gift giving instead of words of affirmation. So so I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to chat with me about, but I'll keep the stream up for a while longer so that if you guys want to talk about it, anything with me, you can feel free to. He is gifting his words without saying them. Yes, still can. Yes, and I think that's very creative. It is very creative. I really like how we came to that conclusion. That's a very cute and creative conclusion we came to for him. It's really cute. And again, I will not stop gushing about how he talks to Wish Me Mel. The way that he very softly talks to her and she just responds with like the cutest, most kind answer is so cute. Yeah. Their conversation is just so pure and I absolutely love it. I love their conversation with each other. And I love it especially because it was the very first time we actually get to see a Fragaria seek their lord for advice. We've never seen it prior to Will and Wish Me Mel. So, yeah. The fact that it's the first time we see Fragaria seek their lord for advice is just it's a first time moment, you know? And it's so nice to see. Especially because is involving the Fragaria that's the most secretive, and also the lord that is like, I mean every lord is very kind, but she's also, I would say, one of the most gentle lords that is in this franchise. So yeah, their dynamic with each other is just so cute. It's adorable. I love his illustrations where he's holding Mel as well. The illustrations I've seen where he hugs her, it's so cute. Look at how cute she is. She's so cute. There's official merch of Fragaria. Not Fragaria. Is it Fragaria? Yeah, there's official merch of plushies of the Fragarias and plushies of their lords as well. And Mel's plushie is so cute. Her plushie is so fluffy. I've seen it before. It's so adorable. I've seen pictures online. It's so cute. Yeah. I actually wonder if she misses him. I'm sure she does, because from what I have gathered from the main story is that he has been away from home for a long time, like traveling and keeping the kingdom a secret and stuff like that. So to me, it doesn't seem like she's seen him in a long time. So when he spoke to her in that one episode, it was so adorable. I absolutely loved it. This is so relatable as well. He dislikes conveying his true feelings. I feel like that's very relatable for a lot of people. Yeah, because most people are, you know, like, communication is not an easy thing because misunderstandings can happen. See, communication is more difficult than it would seem, which sounds very simple at first, but when you really think about it, communication can be very difficult if not done properly. So yeah, but yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites for sure. And she's one of my favorite lords as well. She's so cute. But I have to say I really like Marot as well. I at first thought I wouldn't like him that much because of his like personality and stuff, and he's very like he's a very mischievous type of character and very secretive as well, and of course he lies a lot, but his character development really allowed me to see like he is a good character at heart. It's just that he's just taking measures that he thinks is necessary, which, you know, how can you fault him for that? So he really radiates the HE in him. So oh, I love these illustrations for, I'm pretty sure this is second anniversary. They're so pretty. Oh, look at Melody, so cute. Look at how cute she is. That little face. I love the illustrations for the kingdoms as well. But yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to chat with me? Because we're done with the tier list, so yeah, if there's anything you guys want to chat with me, feel free to. But I think I will end stream soon, and if you guys don't have anything that we can chat about, then it's okay. We can end stream as it is. The stream has reached 2 hours and 20 minutes already anyway, so yeah. Just like the tier list streams, it's relatively long, so. By now I'm just like looking over their profiles again, not really doing anything, to be honest. You'll definitely watch this series after this stream. You should, Nurse Rex. If you're interested and if you love storytelling, Fragaria Memories is definitely a franchise that is very well suited, because yeah, Fragaria Memories is very good in storytelling. They have a bunch of, one thing that I have to say that I think you guys know when I talk about like shows in general, not just anime but just shows in general, you guys know what filler means, which is those episodes or the interactions that don't really matter to the main story. They're just there to fill out plot lines, fill out like the time frame and stuff like that. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, because my attention span is genuinely my attention span is not really that great, I would say. I can definitely hold my own when it comes to attention span. It's not that bad, but I don't like filler. Yeah, like filler can be fun at times, but if there's too much of it, it will take away the importance of the main storyline for a certain show. So when it comes to like shows that I personally like to watch, all of them don't have a lot of filler. At least to me, they don't have a lot of filler. And one thing I absolutely love about Fragaria Memories is that from my perspective, there is no filler. Every single interaction, every single dialogue, every single like scene is important to either the main story or the individual character's character development, like their growth as a character. So that's why I gotten so attached to every single one of these characters, because they have all had moments. Apart from the Naya Bouquet, they still need a bit more time to show off their individual personalities. But for the Red and Blue Bouquet especially, they have all had so many amazing interactions that it allowed me to grow very attached to them. That for me, I really, really like Fragaria Memories because of it. Because there is no, from my perspective, there's no filler in Fragaria Memories. Yeah, whether it be the main story, like the original arc, or the Lost Kitty arc, there's no filler. Yeah, every dialogue is important to either the main story or an individual character's character growth. So that's what I really like about Fragaria Memories, is there's no like, I call it like pointless dialogue. Fragaria Memories doesn't have any pointless dialogue, if you ask me. And that's one thing I really love about it. It's like although the episodes are like, especially for the original bouquet stories, voice dramas, although those episodes are longer, they are what do you call it? Although those episodes are longer, they keep you hooked by making sure the dialogue is fun to listen to and intriguing to listen to. And I guess that is what is the main reason why I love Fragaria Memories so much, is that although all you have is dialogue to listen to really, and you just have a few scenes to look at in the videos, the voice acting and the dialogue itself is so like impactful that it just gets you hooked onto the story. So yeah, this Fragaria Memories is a very good franchise to follow if you love storytelling. Yeah. Also, it's a good story to follow if you love a lot of character development, because there's so many characters that get character development in this show that I keep calling it a show. It's not really a show, it's a project, but yeah. But there are many things I can say that there's many things I can praise about Fragaria Memories because there's so many things about it that I love. So also I'm biased because it's Sanrio, but yeah. Also, for you on stories out there, I have okay, I'm not gonna I don't think I've ever shared this, but oh my gosh, I forgot to share about my dream about Fragaria Memories, chat. I almost forgot. Oh my goodness. Chat, I didn't share my dream about Fragaria Memories yet, did I? Oh my gosh, I nearly forgot. Okay, at least now I remember. So yeah, you guys want to hear it? Yeah. Yeah, I will make sure to share it in this stream. I have to make sure to share it before I forget, because yeah, the next time I do a Fragaria Memory stream is probably next week, so, or the week after. I don't know. I forgot to share my dream. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually almost forgot. Oh my goodness. You think you'll be able to enjoy? Yeah, they have English subtitles. I think you'll be able to enjoy it, Nurse Rex. Guys, I nearly forgot to share my dream about Fragaria Memories. That is so... Oh my goodness, that is so... I'll keep Luther's profile here because I think he's the most appropriate character to keep when I share my dream. So I'm gonna share it right now, so for the people who are watching the VOD, you can like, I don't know, like I did share it, so I'm gonna share it right now. So okay, first of all, the dream is extremely chaotic. Okay, so, and every character from this franchise shows up in it, so just a heads up on that part. So just to take note, this is all a dream, so none of this actually happened, obviously, because these are fictional characters. So just gonna put that out there and get that out of the way. So what happened in the dream was, I was in a car in the driver's seat, and I was the driver of the car. Now I was freaking out. Okay, so I don't know why like I was in the driver's seat of the car in the dream. I have no idea why, because for me, in real life, I cannot drive. There are things about me in real life that in terms of my coordination, I mean, my hand-eye coordination is fine, but I'm a rather in real life I get distracted very easily, so there's no way I'll be able to concentrate enough for me to drive. So I've never had the thought cross my mind of learning how to drive. So you guys can imagine, for me to wake up in my dream in the driver's seat of a car with passengers in the car itself, I was freaking out because I had no idea what any of the buttons do. I had no idea about anything. All I knew was one pedal was the brake, one pedal was the accelerator. So, yep, I have no experience with driving whatsoever. Why did I have a dream about me driving a car? I don't know. But what happened was, at first the car was with the red bouquet. So with the red bouquet, there were, okay, each bouquet has 6 members, and the first scene of the dream, I was in the driver's seat with the red bouquet as my passengers, and I just looked in the rear view mirror and I could see like everyone just panicking back there because they saw how panicked I was and how much I was like skidding the car around in the dream. It was quite funny. And now that I look back on it, it's quite funny. But in the dream, I was just freaking out the whole time. And in the passenger seat was Roma. Yeah, I wonder why it would be him, right? I think my brain purposely chose him. But as I was freaking out in the driver's seat in the dream, I remember like him being the capable man that he is. He just was able to calm me down. Like he patted my head a few times and like just like was very soothing with his voice and everything like that, and like was able to like encourage me to like do it properly, basically. But what was funny was that I could see in the rearview mirror the person freaking out the most was Rimicha. But the funniest part was Hallrit, because you on Starries know that Hiro from Ensemble Stars, when he's in a car ride with Tatsumi and Alkaloid in particular, Hiro's trait is that he will immediately pass out in the car and not know what happens until the end of the trip where he woke up and he thought it was the best ride ever. Yeah, so that's the case for me the whole time throughout the whole journey. Hallrit, who shares the same voice actor as Hiro, was the same thing. Hallrit was passed out in the back seat. He was not awake for the trip whatsoever, and it was quite funny. Yeah. But that was not the end of the dream. Basically, what happened was, what was the whole interaction was what happened next was the moment I blinked, like after the whole thing with the red bouquet settled down, the moment I blinked, I was in a different vehicle with the blue bouquet in the passenger side. Yeah, so Xiao was in the passenger seat and the rest of the blue bouquet were behind. And I don't know why, but the moment like I saw the bouquet change when I blinked, I just freaked out again because I had no idea what to do again because it was a different vehicle. So I started freaking out again, and the way Xiao was comforting me was different from Roma. He was a lot less affectionate, but Xiao was very like professional in it. Like he just basically gave me instructions, and I remembered like his hand like just like touching mine and just comforting me that way. So Roma's was more affectionate, where he was like petting my head and stuff like that, but Xiao was more professional. But he was like giving me clear instructions on what to do, how to operate the vehicle and stuff, which was pretty cute. And he was able to calm me down pretty quickly. And the blue bouquet, no one was really freaking out. Especially, it was a lot less chaotic than the red one. The blue bouquet, everyone was relatively calmer because I think they knew that Xiao would know what to do in order to give me instructions. So yeah, the blue bouquet, the ride was a lot smoother and a lot more calm, despite me freaking out as well. The Naya bouquet, however, was the funniest. So the Naya bouquet, in the dream, so again I blinked and the Naya bouquet popped out in the moment I blinked, the blue bouquet changed and the Naya bouquet appeared. Now the Nyaboke, what's different about them is the ride was chaotic. So basically what happened was the so what happened was the moment I blinked, I saw the passenger seat was empty. The first thing. I was in a different vehicle again, and the passenger seat was empty. And I looked behind, and there was the Nyaboke was there in the back seat, but someone was missing. And I noticed that the person who's missing was Chaco. And the reason why he was missing, everyone else was there, was because Chaco was racing the car that I was driving on his skateboard. So the moment I looked to the moment I looked out the window, I could just see Chaco like speeding his way on his skateboard, like huffing and puffing away as he was trying to catch up with the car on his skateboard. Like he was racing it. It was quite funny. Because I just looked out the window and there he was coming up from behind the car on the sidewalk, just zooming in pace with the car that I was driving in the dream. And what made it funnier was the fact that Arupek, basically Arupek, he literally like peeked his head out the window and like waved at Chaco. It was like, Chaco, let me join you. And he literally, and Arupek nearly almost jumped out of the window and tried to like jump into Chaco's arms, and Chaco's like, no, don't do that. And Tuxem was like busy pulling him back into the car, and it was hilarious. But what was worse was that because the Nyaboke, no one was in the passenger seat to calm me down, so to speak, quote unquote, like the other two bouquets are. Okay, from this you guys can tell Chaco was meant to be in the passenger seat, but somehow he's not, and somehow he chose to race the car on his skateboard instead, okay? And the reason why, and the moment Aru tried to jump out of the window, I freaked out, okay? I freaked out fully, and I literally like couldn't control the car anymore, and low-key I'm pretty sure the car crashed. I don't know what we crashed into actually. I don't know. But the fact is that like it was funny because even though the car crashed, nobody got hurt. The car was gone. The car was literally just in shambles, but somehow nobody got hurt. Everyone was just super dizzy and everyone like fell to the floor. And it was so hilarious because I remember like the moment like the car made the impact and the whole car like disintegrated while everyone was just really dizzy. Like the Naya bouquet was just really dizzy. I just saw like the other two bouquets just waiting for us, and then I just remembered like Roma just like patting my head slowly and telling me that everything's okay. because the whole thing was just like in shambles at that point. Yeah. So literally like I don't know why. It was just super funny because like the reason why the other two bouquets, the car ride was like relatively okay was because someone was in the passenger seat to give me guidance. But with the Naya bouquet, no one was in the passenger seat, so no one was there to guide me when I freaked out, and then everything just turned to dust afterwards. But the funniest part was me looking out the window of the car and just seeing Chaco just racing it on his skateboard. Why is he doing that? I don't know. Why isn't he in the car? I also don't know. I was actually, when I told Yonchi this dream a few days ago, I actually theorized with her, like, could it be that Chaco jumped out the window or something before the scene changed? But the door was not even open, and the windows were not open either. The only window that was open was the backseat window where Aru was. So The only thing is just that the car journey started and Chaco was already not in the vehicle. That's the only logical explanation. But why did he choose not to be in the vehicle? Who knows? He is Chaco. Don't question him. It's by far the funniest and most chaotic dream I've ever had. But it's hilarious though. It's hilarious. It's really funny. But yeah. So but I would say that it's also like a very like, I would say it's quite symbolic because it shows that in each bouquet, who do I feel the most secure or comfort with. In the red bouquet, it's definitely Roma. In my subconscious thinking, like the red bouquet, I feel most comfortable and most secure with Roma. In the blue bouquet, apparently I feel most secure with CL, but I think in terms of like hi Dracus, are you done streaming? But in terms of the blue bouquet now, because I had this dream a few days ago, I would say that in terms of the blue bouquet, I feel more secure with Ryuta now actually. So yeah. And then in terms of the Naya bouquet, since no one was in the passenger seat in the dream, yeah, the Naya bouquet, I don't feel secure with anyone, I don't think. So apparently it's supposed to be with Chaco, but he just chose to dip. He chose not to get involved, and that led to a chaotic situation. So that was the dream. What do you guys think of my Fragaria Memories dream? I don't know. It's the most chaotic dream I've ever had. It's not the most detailed because there's not really much to go off of actually. Yeah. But all I know is just, yeah. Right now lurking and watching anime. I see. Yeah, there's no really any... But what do you guys think? Nurse Rex and Still Cam, especially. What do you guys think of my Fragaria Memories dream? Luckily I was able to share it before I forgot, but I'm gonna end stream soon. It's a unique dream. It is, yeah. It's a very funny one, I would say. It's chaotic. It's very chaotic. But for me to dream up all 18 characters from this franchise, I would say is quite a power move, I would say. The fact that all 18 of them showed up, even if it's just for like very brief moment. Some of them had more interaction than others, but the fact that all 18 of them showed up is, yeah. Oh, that dream was way too funny. It was hilarious. It reminds you of one time you got out of a car and started chasing it, except you were running. Right. I really cannot explain why Chaco chose to ride on his skateboard rather than get in the vehicle, you know? And virtually that was the reason why the vehicle crashed to begin with, is because I didn't know how to drive. Just like in real life, I don't know how to drive. So, yeah. Chaotic, way too funny. It's very funny. Yeah. Especially the Naya bouquet. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, this is too hilarious. Oh my goodness. But hey, you know, it was an entertaining dream for sure. It was just straight out of a cartoon, basically, because nobody got hurt in the end. The only thing that got hurt was I would say my dignity and and the vehicle itself. The Naya Bouquet's vehicle, actually. Because the 3 vehicles were all different. Yeah. Apparently I was using a different vehicle to drive each bouquet to a designated location. But the fact is that like I was taking each bouquet to the same location because the vehicle themselves can only hold up to 6 passengers, 7 including the driver's seat. And also the fact that the red and blue bouquet were already at the destination by the time the Naya bouquet crashed into the thing. So yeah, what did I crash into? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. I was too busy making sure Adopek doesn't jump out the window because I was freaking out when he wanted to. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I had a dream regarding any of the franchises that I really like. So to me, it was a fun experience for sure, because I don't remember the last time I had a dream that it's regarding any franchise that I'm into. There definitely could be some that I had, I just didn't share it because they were not long or detailed enough, but this dream is something to remember, definitely. So I think I've shared everything that I would need to. I don't think there's anything else for me to really share. Yeah, I don't think so. If there's anything else you guys want to chat about, feel free to let me know. I'll just leave the stream on for around like 5 more minutes and then we'll be done. Yeah. But this stream was fun. The tier list especially was really fun. I'm glad we were able to put everyone in a love language. Like roughly at least, you know. I know Adopek could definitely be in a better one, but he's the only one that really can be in physical touch, so we're just putting him there because it works. So, but I hope you guys are actually looking forward to tomorrow's stream with Midori, actually, because we're gonna get that moving along for Ryusetai, and then next week would be for Shinobu. The week after that would be for Chiaki and Kanata, and then afterwards we can move on to Alkaloid. So that's gonna be exciting. Hehe. Oh, one thing. Oh, I do wanna have something planned out. You actually got to watch the stream. Yeah, it's so good to see you finally get to watch us. Fragaria memory stream still can. I have noticed that you cannot attend Friday streams that much, so I actually was able to figure out a way for you to watch a Fragaria memory stream by moving it to Saturday instead. Yeah. So yeah, so very happy you get to watch one Fragaria memory stream finally. Yeah, it's very good. Will I do another Fragaria memory stream next week? I'm trying to plan out a bit of ahead thinking right now, because there is one day that I will have to start streaming at around you guys know based on my time zone, and you guys calculate your own time zones based on that. I'm sure you guys remember I started streaming my Melodira's stream when they debuted around 3 p.m. Around 3 p.m. of during March, and I would probably do the same thing. I'll probably do the same thing for Genshin when I pull for Lohan. So, cause I also don't want to wait that long to be able to play with him, and I do want to spend a lot of time playing with him, and I don't want to like make it leak over too much into the night. So, I'm going to actually Lohan is coming out on the 10th of June, so that's the day I'm streaming for him. But what time to start? Most likely it will be 3 p.m. Hold on, let me do some research really quick, chat. Dracus, if you're lurking, can you help me research what time Lohan's banner is coming out? It doesn't help with the timing. Wait, what? The Google's giving me timings, but it's not very clear what time zone it is. Ugh! Hold on, chat. I'm trying to look it up right now. There's the countdown, but that doesn't help. June 9th at 6 p.m. June 9th at 6 p.m. I thought it was June 10th. What? Okay, I don't remember exactly, but I'll either, if it's definitely, because Lohan will be out on either June 9th or June 10th, then I'll probably have to, I'll stream earlier, definitely, because he'll definitely not come out in the nighttime. It'll definitely be around like late afternoon to early evening in my time zone. So that would mean that I would have to, I'll start stream earlier, but definitely not like as, it's not as late as normal. And then June 9th and June 10th. Okay, chat. So for those, for future schedule reference wise, I mean, of course, I will definitely put my schedule out. So I would not I will not. Sorry, I got distracted. I will not. I will still put my schedule out, so don't worry about that. But just doing a bit of forward planning here. I think, looking at my calendar right now, I will stream a lot more on the second week of June, because that's when Lohan comes out in Genshin, and I'm having a very big pool session for him. You guys will see how many pools I get by that time. I have a lot. I won't say the amount I have right now because it increased a substantial amount since my last update for the amount. So you guys will see the amount I have by the time he comes out to pull for him. But because on that week I will stream Genshin more, and because that week I would have to stream for Chiaki and Kanata at the same time, that week will be very packed for me. So I think next week would be next week I will have one Fragaria memory stream. Next Saturday I'll have a Fragaria memory stream. I think, I don't know what it will be about, but I definitely want to talk about Fragaria memories more, because there's still definitely more things I would like to say about each character, and the characters are just so lovable, man. How can you not talk about them? So next Saturday I'll plan a Fragaria memory stream, and next Sunday would be for Shinobu. But apart from that, I don't think I'll have any other streams, because the following week would be a very packed week for me. So maybe next week will be a bit more slower because of that. But yeah, I'll definitely have at least 2 streams ready for you guys, because I do have free time. I do have free time next week. It's just I may want to use it to relax more and just farming Genshin for the following week. So thank you so much for that. You really appreciate it. You usually can't Fridays because of time zone differences. It's okay, still can. It's understandable. Yeah. So if it works better for you, I can actually schedule Fragaria memory streams on Saturdays instead. So instead of doing like Saturday and Sunday as Unstar streams, I can do like Friday as Unstar stream, Saturday as a Fragaria memory stream, and Sunday as the regular Ensemble Star stream. So I could do that, because Friday I know it's a busy day for everyone, because it's the end of the week and everyone has to get a lot of stuff done. So but that is my plan for the next week and the following week after that. So yeah, hopefully you guys are looking forward to it, because there will at least in the second week of June there will be at least like 4 streams, if not 5. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be looking forward to that. That will be my busiest week, but yeah, I cannot wait. Also, regarding, I'll update this again tomorrow because of the Ensemble Star stream. Regarding my jar, I remember, you guys know in my community tab I have a voting poll right now. That poll would be that poll will be, I don't know if I'll delete it or not, but that poll would be up until the up until the 31st of May. So if you haven't voted yet, be sure to vote. But just to let you guys know, next week's if the poll results show that majority of you guys want to see Fragaria memory characters in my weekly schedule as a potential pick, I can tell you guys firsthand that for next week it will still be an Ensemble Stars character, because since the poll would last until the 31st of May, I don't want to add the Fragaria Memories characters immediately upon the poll concluding. I will still keep next week's schedule fixed to Ensemble Stars characters in the jar, but every following week after that, I will put the Fragaria Memories characters into the jar. So we'll see what the poll results show, but it seems that you guys like the idea of Fragaria memory characters in the weekly pool, so yeah. But there is always a higher chance of it being an Ensemble Stars character anyways, because there's just more of them, so yeah. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, because I do know there are some people who have yet to see their favorite on-star character be featured in the weekly schedule, and adding more characters just means that it's a lower probability, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So far, I have not gotten any repeated characters yet, but if I do get repeated characters, I'll see how frequently they pop up. If they pop up too frequently, then I'll of course give other characters a chance. But yeah, for now, the repeated characters don't seem to be any issue because, yeah, there's still a lot of characters that have yet to be chosen, so. But that's all the updates I have for you guys. I don't think there's anything else for me to really mention. So I hope you guys are looking forward to tomorrow with Midori. So I can't wait to use Midori and play with him. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow, yeah? Have a good rest, everybody, and have a good rest of your day for the daytime people. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys! Have a good rest, everybody. Love you guys. Bye!